Hi guys, Chris here. Back home for my video blog this week, having done my Ironman at the weekend, and I know a lot of you will have seen all the different posts on Facebook, so I will try not to bore you too much with the details of that, although I make no apology for making a few references to it. And for those of you who haven't seen yet, yes, I did finish, and here's my medal to prove that I did so. What I want to talk to you this week about is actually persistence, and kind of follows on nicely from my video blog last week where I spoke about having faith in the plan, and obviously having now finished my Ironman kind of bears out that video blog message from last week, because I did have faith in the plan and it did deliver on the day. But what I want to talk to you today is about persistence and actually being able to deal with things when whatever you're striving for doesn't quite go according to plan. And my journey over the last 3 years to get to the point on Sunday where I did actually finish my Ironman is a great example of that, because those of you who know me and know me well will know that actually that was my third Ironman that I've started, and it's only the first one I've finished. So 2 years ago in Zurich, I managed to do the swim, got halfway around the bike course, and my chain snapped on my bike. And unfortunately, unlike in the Tour de France and other kind of professional races, you don't have a spare bike following you around, and you have to sort it all out yourself. And at the time I had no idea how to fix chain. I do know how to do it now, but at the time that was the end of my race. So I got the worst 3 initials a triathlete can get for that particular race, and that was DNF, did not finish. And then last year I attempted Zurich again, and the bike was nicely maintained, but it was incredibly hot. It was 35 degrees, and probably when we were up in the mountains on the bike course, it probably got up into the low 40 degrees C. And the reality is it was just way hotter than I'd anticipated, and hence hadn't done enough training for that sort of temperature. So I did the swim, I did the bike, I got about a third of the way around the run and just died. Obviously not literally, but there was no way I was going to finish within cut-off, so stopped. And this year, down in Vichy with a couple of my mates also doing Ironman, in their case for the first time, the plan all came together. And whilst it was a pretty brutal day, and I'll tell you all about it at some stage over a few beers if you're interested, I did finish, and I did achieve what has been a very long and hard fought for goal. And the real lesson that I want you guys to take from this isn't about going to do an Ironman or having the kind of mental and physical strength to do that, but it's in whatever you're striving for and your real stretch goals when you do get knocked back. So I've had 2 instances where I've had a massive knockback and still carried on. And I'm not telling you this to say aren't I amazing, but really to say that you can pick yourself up, you can dust yourself down and get on with it again. And if the goal's important enough to you, you will succeed, even if you have to keep trying. What I found really interesting over the last couple of years was that when I didn't finish those 2 previous races, people who didn't know me asked me the question of, are you going to do another one? People who did know me and knew me well asked me a slightly different question, which was, when are you going to do the next one? As they knew that this goal was so important, and whilst it was a massive setback both physically and emotionally, I picked myself up, and they knew I was going to do that, and they knew I was going to come back and hit it again. And Sunday was really a culmination of that kind of persistence and aiming for a really big goal. So I really want you to sort of draw inspiration from that, hopefully, that whatever you're striving for, if you do get knocked down, don't give up, pick yourself back up, dust yourself down and carry on, because at the end of the day you will be able to run over that finishing line and be called an Ironman, or whatever the equivalent is for the goal you're trying to achieve.